Yeah, interesting. Well, we got a lot of movies coming out, and we'll just go down the list and talk about what we're excited about. Snyder Cut, Justice League is coming out March 18th. That's soon. And Falcon and Winter Soldier coming out March 19th. Godzilla versus King Kong March 31st, and Mortal Kombat April 16th. Now, what do you guys think about Snyder Cut being 4 hours long? Do you guys even care to see the Justice League? Because the last Justice League, I mean, it was just a wreck. But apparently it was Joss Whedon taking liberties on something that was already a finished product and only needed some revisions. What do you guys think before it's available on Thursday? Are you guys even interested in watching it? Do you care? Is this on your radar?
This is it's a weird predicament for me because at this point, I feel like I've been so burned by the large majority of DCEU movies that no, I'm not interested in the Snyder Cut, and I am going to be watching it Thursday night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Have you? So apparently, early viewings have been received very well. Most people who have seen it have actually said it's actually funny. It's more cohesive. There's more focus on the family relationship of the Justice League. It's definitely more mature. They say it's rated R, but it plays very PG. And that overall, the 4 hours seem like a 2.5 hour movie. So
that's interesting because I've read the exact opposite. I read an early reaction that says that like if you thought it was a slog before, that you're going to be shoulder deep in mud. That
man. We'll see now. I don't know what to expect.
I mean, it's. I think it all depends on expectation. I do think there's people who are going to love it no matter what. They've been begging for it, you know. Yeah. And I also think there are hardcore DC fans that are just looking to see what they love on screen done in a fairly cohesive way, and they're going to like it too. Coming from a guy who is only a casual DC fan, honestly, and I mean, my favorite DCEU movie so far has been Birds of Prey, and I can't really talk positively about any of the other ones.
Wow.
A little bit on Wonder Woman is like my middle tier, but everything else I have not been a fan of so far.
Yeah. And
so I wasn't going into this being like, all right, here's the exciting conclusion or the next chapter in something that, you know, I'm super into, because it's never been my bag from the start, you know?
Yeah, it definitely also, like, I feel like the thunder has been stolen when you already know that they're planning to reboot the entire series, like, completely. They're going to have, yes, J.J. Abrams is already attached to...
well, that's his Superman reboot that he's working on.
Apparently it's a whole new reboot of the whole series.
Because what I was reading is that they are kind of going into what you would refer to as a multiverse idea, but it's just that they can tell their own stories in their own ways, and some will be connected, some won't. It won't be as important. You know, there's already going to be 3 concurrent Jokers going at one time,
right?
You know, so at this point, it's just, if we have a story to tell using these characters, we'll go ahead and tell it. You know, we're not worried about how it's going to tie everything in at like Disney is, but I think that's going to be their saving grace, because they're going to be able to pull out a Logan that Marvel is not able to pull out of their pocket anymore, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And it's just a mess. Like, there's just no continuity. It's kind of like,
I think like comics.
Man, do I follow?
I was gonna say, I think the MCU has also tarnished our perspective on these kinds of things. It doesn't all have to connect. You know what I mean? They all could have their own independent movies, just like you were saying, just like comic books. You know what I mean? Although it's nice to have an MCU and everything to be continuous and have continuity and whatnot, we're pretty much for the first time ever seeing that right now with the MCU. This has never really been done on the scale that we have right now. So I think for them to have, you know, reboots over and over again is annoying, but not out of the norm. I think the MCU is out of the norm.
I think it's annoying because we've started to associate the word reboot with that, or call these things reboots. We say they're rebooting Superman. no, they're making another Superman. You know,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's they're not rebooting anything. I mean, but we say that because we've you know, as a culture decided that cinema works where you make a movie and then that world will be built out forever until it sucks, and then you have to start over. And that's not necessarily how storytelling works, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at
independent.
Look at the 100 years of comics history where, you know, you have simultaneous Supermans running, you know, at all times on top of storylines where they're, you know, overlapping and when timelines are going over and around each other and whatnot. So I think it's more to be expected, and it's allowing these characters and these worlds to become the playgrounds I think they deserve to be, because that's one thing that is lacking in the MCU is more unique voices. I think they've hired some really talented filmmakers like a Taika Waititi to work on the Thor Ragnarok, and you get something that's pretty cool, but you step outside of that movie and you see the other things he's made as a filmmaker and you go, I want him off a leash. I don't want him doing, you know, on Disney and short choked by Disney and Marvel, you know? And I think Warner Brothers and DC has realized that that's the way they're going to stand out. So they're going to start letting creatives off the leash and play with these characters. And that's more exciting to me than whatever they were working on to try and tie everything together.
That makes perfect sense. Louis, you have any opinions on it?
I haven't really looked into it too much. I'm a little indifferent about it. Yeah, can't really say much on it. I'm definitely willing to watch it. Just check it out.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as Ian. Like, I mean, you can see I have my, you know, Superman shrine, and then, you know,
shrine
right over there, and you know, countless comics over there. I have to see it. Like, I feel like I don't have a choice. On Thursday, maybe Friday, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna sit through it, and I'm gonna love it and hate it at the same, because, you know, it's just the way it is. When you love something so much, but they don't.
Just like we talked about with Pokemon earlier, and Harry Potter and all these things, you're gonna have gripes. You're gonna be disappointed every time.
Yeah.
Yep. But you have to get it because you just feel an obligation to it. And then you'll just discuss it later and see what happens.
You never know. There's a jumping off point for everything. I remember what was it, that second Mark Wahlberg Transformers movie? Was it Transformers like 5 or whatever? Like, I remember I watched the fourth one when it was Mark Wahlberg and TJ Miller, and I remember getting about halfway through it in the theater and going, wait a minute, I don't have to do this.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah, the trailer for 5 comes out and I go, no. You got me last time, but you won't get me this time.
Yeah.
This is not an obligation.
That happened to me with The Last Airbender, the M. Night Shyamalan's movie of The Last Airbender. I probably got through when the screen has the little, what is it called? When the scroll comes up and it narrates, you know, the whole.
Oh, yeah.
You know, water, earth, fire, air. These are the 4 elements. I walked out after that. As soon as they said Avatar instead of Avatar, I was like, okay, this is not my movie. Let's go, hon.
Avatar.
Like, you know, I just couldn't, you know. And I think you're right. I think there at some point there is a jumping off point when you just realize this is not worth my emotion.
You've been fulfilled.
I've been failed
once. Fulfilled. I love that.
This may be it, or it may restore my faith in humanity, and I will continue to watch DC movies. Who knows? But I just hope it's good.
That's the thing. I'm never rooting against it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I want to be proven wrong.
Exactly.
Yes. I want to watch it and enjoy it, and I hope I will.